Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a really great mid-price Decca opera reissue, Janáček's From the House of the Dead. Oh, this is so cool. What an amazing piece in Charles Mackerras' performance, which is still hands down the best, with a cast of people you probably never heard of. It's with Ivo Zidek and Václav Zitek and Dalibor Jedlička and Antonin Schwartz, and Yaroslava Janska and Vladimir Krejcik and Richard Novak. Okay, we know who he is. And Benno Blahut, as the old prisoner, a classic Czech tenor way past his prime, who came to do this tiny little role. It's wonderful that he did it with the Vienna Philharmonic. And Mackerras, who prepared the critical edition, was involved in finishing the opera. I mean, it wasn't really unfinished. There were a couple bits that seemed apparently a little bit in need of some touch-ups, because it was Janáček, of course. You know, if you look at the critical editions of Janáček's operas, they're so much fun. I mean, usually reading the Revisionsbericht, the part where they show you what they did, to add or subtract or prepare the thing for the edition. It's a whole list of, we added a slur, we took away, it's usually rather dull. But reading Janáček's Revisionsbericht are really kind of fun, because Janáček was just so completely uninterested in what was possible. He just wrote what he wanted. And I'll never forget, I think it's in the critical edition of Katya Kabanova, which I have sitting over there, this wonderful thing about harp. It says harp, and then it just says, Janáček's harp parts are unplayable. It's up to the performer to adapt them however they may. Just marvelous. So yeah, Janáček was kind of impractical and crazy, which is what makes his operas so fabulous. They're short, they're punchy, they're just oozing with passion. I mean, it's just one gut punch after another emotionally. And this is his last opera. He was 74 when he wrote it. It's as unconventional as anything he ever did. Right before was the Mackerras case, the science fiction opera, and then the Cunning Little Vixen, the one that's all animals based on a comic strip, and then before that, Katya Kabanova. So this is the culmination of his operatic lifetime. It's the Dostoevsky novel. It has no plot. It's particularly, Janáček arranged his own. He just read the book and he circled the parts he wanted to make an opera out of, and jury-rigged some dialogue, and it's basically a prison camp. It begins with a guy coming into the prison camp, and he meets the prisoners, and they tell their stories. That's what happens. They just tell their stories. They're all stories of murder and mayhem and generally speaking, abuse of women for whatever reason, for love or jealousy or revenge or whatever it is. And then at the end, a pardon comes through and Alexander Petrovich Goryanchikov gets released. I mean, that's the frame. He arrives, he leaves. And in between, it's just the life in a Siberian prison camp. They do a production of Don Giovanni. A sort of opera ballet thing. It's not Mozart's Don Giovanni. It's the story with little devils running around and whatnot. And they entertain each other, and that's it. That's the whole deal. The guards are brutal. The percussion section has all kinds of interesting instruments. You've got a saw, a real saw, you're sawing something, and chains that you're always jangling whenever the prisoners are running around because they've got leg shackles on, and you hear the chains right away in the overture. It's just an incredible piece. It's like absolutely nothing else anybody wrote, but it's still Janáček. It could be nobody but Janáček. And the whole thing is only an hour, 123 minutes long, which is 2 hours and 3 minutes. Really short, in 3 acts, at least for a major opera. And oh my goodness, what greatness. Unbelievable greatness, and a passionate, powerful, Mackerras really understood Janáček's style, and it's raw and it's edgy, and he doesn't gild the lily. He's not trying to make it more romantic. He doesn't try and hold out those abrupt endings or make them sound, more normal. It's all just as strange and powerful as anything possibly could be. And there is no better performance. The opera itself has gotten a lot of performances lately. I mean, it's been produced. I mean, Pierre Boulez conducted it, actually. I mean, no less than Pierre. So, he gave it the the dying avant-garde seal of approval, shall we say. But it doesn't matter. This is the best version, and it's not likely to be bettered anytime soon. And wow, if you don't own this, you should. And the libretto is available online with this CD, and there are directions on how to find it on the back of the otherwise worthless little booklet that comes with it. And I mean, this stuff should be in print forever. Let's just hope that these things remain available, because the Janáček operas were the great musical discovery of like the 1980s and 90s. I mean, there was nothing more exciting happening in the world of records, and these were the recordings that did it. Oh my God, it's terrific. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.